today. We're going somewhere a little unexpected for this deep dive.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
Well, we're cracking open 1001 spells. Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like, a whole book of spells.
1001. Wow, where do we even start with that many?
Well, for this deep dive, we're focusing on the spells for, well, love and prosperity and good luck. Kind of like a mystical toolkit for getting what you want, I guess.
I'm listening. Let's get into it. And it looks like they cover a lot for love and relationships. Everything from finding your soulmate to, like, dealing with heartbreak.
Yeah, there's even one for finding your twin soul. You're supposed to throw coins and flowers and fruit into water as like an offering. What do you think all that means?
Well, each thing probably means something, right? Like the coins, maybe that's about prosperity, having enough money in the relationship. And flowers, that's classic romance, beauty, all that. And then the fruit, maybe that's about like abundance, fertility even. All important stuff for a relationship, I guess.
That's a really cool way to look at it. I hadn't thought of it like that. There's another one for new love where you move candles closer to each other every night for 3 nights.
Oh, that's interesting. Makes you think about how intimacy builds slowly, like two flames becoming one, right?
Yeah, like a slow burn. I like that.
Yeah.
And symbols keep popping up everywhere in these spells, like that twin ring spell. It uses basil and green candles, which are both like about growth and prosperity.
It's like they're creating a little mini version of the outcome you want using actual stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. But they don't just focus on, the happy stuff. There are some spells for, well, ending relationships too. Have you seen that cord cutting spell?
Yeah, that one's pretty intense. You burn a cord and bury the pieces. Very final, like there's no going back.
Right. And then there's that Scottish one where you make a pile of stones to let go of love that, well, you can't have. Each stone is a reason to move on. Kind of therapeutic, I guess.
Yeah, it is. Like you're really making a statement with those stones. So this book covers all the bases when it comes to love, huh? But what about, well, prosperity, finances?
They don't forget about money. And they use all kinds of approaches. There's one, the 9-day fast-working crystal money spell, that uses all these specific crystals like citrine and aventurine and jade.
All the abundance crystals.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if those physical properties of the crystals actually, like, do something, or if it's all about what people believe.
Right. Like, is it the crystal or is it us? And there are some for specific money stuff, too, like increasing your income.
Right, right. And I saw one to stop bills from piling up, the never-ending bills. They use a blue cord and a padlock.
Oh, yeah, like locking the bills away. Even if you're not into magic, that visualization seems pretty powerful.
Totally. And they have one where you use a magnet to bring in prosperity for, like, the whole year. They use cloves for luck and salt for purification. Interesting combo.
Yeah, it's like you're making this magnetic field to attract money. I like that one. Oh, and remember that one where you polish a brass dish and fill it with like shiny objects and golden fruit?
Yeah, that one's super visual. It's like setting a table for abundance to come and, like, have a feast.
Exactly. And then there's that one with the cloves where you're like putting them in jars and taking them out each day. It's about finding balance with money, not just getting a ton of it.
Yeah, it reminds you that money, well, it comes and goes, just like life, I guess. So we've talked about love, money, but what about work? Careers?
Oh, they cover that too. A whole bunch of spells for everything from, getting a job to dealing with problems at work.
Okay, let's hear it. Like, how do you magically get a job? What do they say?
Well, for example, there's this 3-day spell where you use blue candles, usually about communication, and you actually write down the job you want.
Huh. That's interesting. Like, even if you don't believe in magic, just writing down what you want and doing a ritual around it could, like, help.
Right.
Makes you more focused.
Yeah, maybe. And they have some for after you get the job, too, like if you have a really stressful interview coming up.
Oh, yeah, I could have used that one a few times. What do you do?
It's all about, like, visualizing yourself succeeding, being confident, and staying positive.
Well, that's good advice no matter what. And they even get into, like, some of the tougher parts of work. There's one for dealing with prejudice in the workplace.
Yeah, and they use yellow citrine crystals and sunlight. Like, you're trying to break through those barriers with light.
Yeah, and it reminds you that even though things are better now, there's still a lot of, well, hidden stuff that goes on at work. It's about being aware, I guess.
Right, and if you're going for a leadership position, there's the glitter spell.
Okay, that one sounds fun. Tell me about it.
You picture yourself in the job you want, surrounded by success, and then you scatter glitter everywhere. Like, you're shining, getting attention.
I like that. It's bold. So what if you want something big, but it seems like way out of reach? Do they have anything for that?
Yeah. You use binoculars or a telescope. You look through the wrong end first to, like, acknowledge the distance. Then you look through the right end to see it getting closer.
Wow, that's a great visual. It's like, yeah, it's far away, but I can still get there. And they also have one for those, big job changes using orange and lemon essential oils.
Oh, yeah, that one seems really uplifting and positive. I love the smell of citrus, so that would be a fun one to try.
It's like surrounding yourself with good energy for that transition. Makes sense. And there's the stepping stone spell, where you use actual stepping stones for each step towards your goal. And then on the last one, you let go of feather.
Oh, right, like the feather represents reaching your goal, letting go of any doubt or fear. It's pretty cool.
So we've talked about love, money, work. Is there anything else this book covers? What about just like general good luck?
Oh, yeah, they've got you covered. There are tons of those, from winning the lottery to even, like, finding a parking space.
I can use that parking space spell for sure.
Yeah.
So what's one of the luck spells like?
Well, there's one called the lucky number spell. You calculate your lucky number using your birth date and then, like, use it in your life more.
Huh. Like those numerology systems.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So is it like the number itself that's lucky, or is it that you're thinking about it more, believing in it?
That's a good question. And if you're feeling unlucky, there's a candle spell to turn things around. You carve good luck symbols into the candles and burn them to get rid of all that negative energy.
Okay, so it's like you're not just waiting for good luck to find you. You're like going after it.
Exactly. And there's a super simple one with just a ring and 7 green candles. It's all about attracting good energy and luck.
Oh, I like simple spells. And what about the ring? Do you wear it or?
I think so. It might be about, like, a cycle of luck,
Yeah.
always coming back to you. And green is for growth and prosperity. Makes sense.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. They also have the 7-knot spell, where you tie a knot in a cord every day for 7 days and say, like, lucky words each time.
It's like you're literally making your own luck, knot by knot.
I like that. And there's one where you use a bay leaf and honey to attract good luck over 9 months.
9 months, like a pregnancy.
Could be. Maybe it's about something new and good growing, like you said before. They also have one called the Casil Archangel Blessing if you're going through a tough time and need some extra luck.
Oh, that one uses purple candles, which are about, like, spiritual strength and protection.
It's like asking for a little help from above when things are rough.
Right. And then there's the lucky piggy bank spell. That one's kind of cute. Use a piggy bank and a green candle to attract money.
I love that one. It's playful, but it still has that intention behind it, Like, attracting wealth can be fun.
Yeah, I agree. So 1001 Spells has a ton of ways to attract luck, huh? But it makes you wonder, is it really the spell that's working, or is it more about, like, your belief and what you're putting out there?
Right. Like, are we just focusing our energy in a specific direction, or is there something more magical happening? What do you think?
Honestly, I'm starting to think it's less about magic and more about, like, the power of our minds.
I see what you mean. If you visualize what you want, set your intention, and take action, that's already a really powerful combination,
Yeah,
whether you call it magic or not.
exactly. And I think we can all benefit from that, from, like, being more intentional and approaching life with a sense of wonder and possibility.
Yeah, a little magic can't hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like these spells give you a way to, like, take charge,
Yeah,
make things happen.
totally. And they get into all these, like, really specific everyday things too, not just big stuff.
Oh, like what?
Well, there's one for if you have a job you just, like, totally hate, but instead of quitting, you do this visualization where you break free from, like, imaginary chains.
Huh, that's interesting. So it's more about, like, changing how you feel about the job, not actually changing the job itself.
Yeah, I think so. Like, shifting your energy away from complaining and toward, actually creating something new.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And I bet that could help with other stuff, too. Like if you're really stressed about debt.
Oh, right. They have one for that. It's all about releasing that fear and attracting, well, abundance, which I guess is the opposite of debt.
It makes you wonder, like, even if you don't believe in the magic part, could doing a ritual actually help? Just by, focusing your mind and all that.
Yeah, it's like the placebo effect, right?
Right.
If you believe it'll work, maybe it will. Just because you've changed your mindset.
Exactly. It's you're tricking your brain into being more positive. So besides work and money, do they cover anything else?
Yeah, they have spells for, like, health and relationships with family and friends.
Okay, I'm curious. Like, how do you do a spell for your health?
Well, there's one for boosting your energy. You charge a glass of water with sunlight and then drink it. Like, you're absorbing all that energy.
That's a cool image.
Oh.
It's like those vitamin D lamps, but, like, more mystical.
Right. And then there's this other one, a water spell for getting rid of negative energy from, being sick. You visualize the water washing it all away.
Oh, yeah, like a purification ritual. Lots of cultures
Mhm.
do stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like a reset, both physically and, well, energetically. And if you keep getting sick, there's a spell that uses garlic and salt to protect you.
Garlic and salt, huh? Those are like classic protection things. You see them in all kinds of folk traditions.
It's like they're tapping into something ancient. And then there are spells for family stuff too, like creating harmony or strengthening bonds.
Okay, tell me about those. I need all the help I can get with my family sometime.
Well, there's one where you use a red ribbon to represent all the connections between family members and you tie knots in it to make those bonds stronger.
Oh, I like that. It's visual, but it's also like you're taking action, not just wishing for things to be better.
Yeah, exactly. And they have ones for protecting your kids too, like creating a barrier around their bed using white candles and feathers.
Ah, that's sweet. Like it's surrounding them with good energy.
Yeah, like guardian angels. So they cover a lot for health and family, but what about travel? Do they have anything for that?
Oh, good question. I always get anxious when I travel, so I could definitely use some magical help with that.
Well, if you hate packing, they have a spell for that.
Mhm.
You make this little travel talisman with herbs and crystals for protection and safe travels.
Okay, that's a good one. It's like you're carrying all that good energy with you
Right.
wherever you go.
Right. And if you're traveling with, family or friends, they have a spell for keeping things harmonious.
Oh, tell me more about that one.
Mm.
Family vacations can be, well, a little challenging sometimes.
It uses pig flowers, which are about love and understanding, and you visualize everyone getting along and having a good time.
I like that. Pink is such a calming color.
Yeah, it is. And if you have a long journey, they recommend carrying a St. Christopher medal or a turquoise stone for protection.
Those have been associated with travel for, like, forever, right?
Yeah, it's like tapping into that ancient wisdom, like asking for protection from everyone who's traveled before us.
I like that. It's connecting to something bigger. So they have the common travel stuff, but what about, like, more unusual situations?
Oh, they have those too. Have you ever lost something and just can't find it anywhere? They have a spell for that using a pendulum and a map of your house.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. It's like you're using the pendulum to tap into your intuition, right?
Yeah, maybe we know where things are, but we just can't access that knowledge? And the pendulum helps.
That's trippy. I love that. And they have one for fertility too, right?
Yeah, that one uses a pomegranate, which is all about abundance and fertility in a lot of different cultures. You hold it while visualizing a healthy pregnancy.
That's a beautiful image.
Mm.
So hopeful. And pomegranates are just gorgeous.
Yeah, they are. It seems like this book pulls from so many different traditions and beliefs.
It does. And it shows how, well, some things are just universal, like wanting to have children or like find love, no matter where you're from.
Right. And speaking of connecting across distances, they even have a spell for communicating with someone who's far away.
No way. How does that one work?
You use a photo of the person and a white candle, and you focus on sending them a message of love and support, like telepathy.
I love that. It's so simple, but it's so powerful.
Yeah, and white candles are all about purity and clear intention, so it makes sense.
Makes sense. And what about like our pets?
Yeah.
Do they get any love in this book?
They do. There's a spell for protecting them from harm using a blue ribbon. Blues for loyalty and protection.
That's so sweet. Like we want to keep our furry friends safe too.
Totally. They're family. So yeah, it looks like 1001 Spells really covers everything you can think of.
It does. And it makes you think maybe it's not just about the spells themselves, but about how we can use our own energy to create change.
Yeah, we're not just passive observers in our own lives. We can actually make things happen.
Exactly. And whether we use magic or not, I think we can all benefit from that mindset, from being more intentional and believing in, the power of possibility.
Totally agree.
But, not all magic is about getting good stuff,
Right.
right? Like, what about protection from, bad energy or negative people? Does the book address that too?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think it's important to approach that stuff carefully and respectfully.
Right. Like, this isn't about harming anyone. It's about protecting yourself.
Exactly. So for example, there's a spell to get rid of negative energy in your home. You use salt and a black candle, and you picture the salt absorbing all that bad energy. Then you throw it away.
Salt. Another one of those classic purification things.
It's like creating a barrier,
Yeah.
And then if you think someone is sending you bad vibes on purpose, There's a spell to protect yourself using a mirror and a white candle.
Ooh, that's a powerful image. The mirror, like deflecting that negativity right back.
Right, it's like an energy shield. And you can even use those ideas metaphorically, like if there's a toxic person in your life, you can visualize putting up that same barrier.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Protecting your energy, like setting boundaries.
Exactly. So these spells are about defending yourself, not attacking anyone else.
Right. It's all about taking back your power.
And they use a lot of visualization and affirmations, which even if you don't believe in magic, can be really helpful for like changing your mindset and making you more resilient.
Totally. Like if you keep telling yourself you're strong and protected, you're more likely to feel that way, right?
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about protection, but what about everyone's favorite topic, love? Does this book have any spells for attracting love?
Oh, you know it does. A whole bunch of them. For finding new love, rekindling old flames, you name it.
There's just something so, like, romantic about the idea of using magic to find love, right?
Right. Like who wouldn't want a little extra help in that department?
So tell me about one of the love spells. What do they have?
Well, there's the classic one with the pink candle and rose petals.
Ah, yeah, the classic. So what do you do?
Well, you write your name and the name of the person you want on the candle, anoint it with rose oil,
Uh-huh.
and then you burn it while picturing yourself together.
It's like you're sending your wish out into the universe with that flame, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they have one for spicing things up in the bedroom, too. That one uses cinnamon and ginger.
Oh, those are warming spices, right? So it's like bringing that heat into your relationship.
Exactly. And it uses the power of scent, which is really powerful for like setting the mood.
It is. But what about if you're like heartbroken? Do they have anything for that?
They do. They have a spell for mending a broken heart that uses rose quartz.
Rose quartz is all about like love and healing, right?
Yeah, it's a really gentle stone.
Mm-hmm.
And you hold it while meditating on forgiveness and self-love.
That's so important after a breakup, remembering that you're worthy of love, even if, things didn't work out with that one person.
Exactly. And for those looking for their soulmate, there's a spell with moonstone, which is all about intuition and connection.
Ooh, I love Moonstone. It's so beautiful, and it's said to like enhance your intuition and help you connect with your emotions.
Right. So for this spell, you charge the moonstone under the full moon and then carry it with you to attract your soulmate.
It's like sending out a signal, letting the universe know what you're looking for.
Totally. And if you're already in a relationship but communication is like a struggle, there's a spell using blue lace agate.
That's a really calming stone, right?
Yeah, it's all about peace and harmony, especially in communication. You put it on your throat chakra and visualize having like open and honest conversations with your partner.
That's a great idea. It's like you're bringing in that energy of like clear and kind communication.
Exactly. So yeah, this book has something for every stage of love, it seems like.
It does. And as we've been talking about all these love spells, I've noticed that a lot of them involve like music and poetry and dancing. It's like they're making love itself more magical.
Oh, that's such a good point. It's like infusing those everyday things with a little extra enchantment, right?
Exactly. But besides romantic love, I think there's another kind of love that's super important. The love of creativity and self-expression. Oh, absolutely. And 1001 Spells has that covered too. A whole section on spells for boosting creativity and inspiration.
Yeah, like everyone has that creative spark inside them. They just need to like find a way to unlock it.
Exactly. So what kind of spells do they have for creativity?
Well, there's one for writer's block, which I think we've all experienced at some point. You use a blue candle, which is for communication and expression, and you write down all the things that are like blocking you creatively.
Oh, so you're getting it all out on paper, like acknowledging those blocks.
Exactly. And then you burn the paper in the candle flame, which is super symbolic, right? Like
Yeah.
you're releasing those blocks.
I love that. It's so visual and it feels really powerful. So what if you're just like lacking inspiration? What do you do?
They have one using citrine, which is all about creativity and abundance.
Citrine is such a cheerful stone.
Yeah.
Like it just radiates good energy.
Right. And you hold it while meditating on your creative goals and visualizing yourself achieving them.
Like you're attracting those creative vibes to you. Exactly. And then for something more playful, they have a spell using paints or crayons. You close your eyes, choose a color without thinking too hard, and then just let your hand move across the page. Just let your subconscious take over.
Oh, I love that. It's like tapping into that inner child, that part of us that just loves to create without overthinking it.
Right. And for musicians, there's one with a silver bell and a white feather.
Ooh, that sounds cool. Tell me about it.
You ring the bell to like clear your energy, and then you visualize the feather representing like lightness and inspiration.
It's like calling in those creative muses, right?
Totally. And it's not just about like making art or music. They have spells for mental clarity, focus, intuition stuff that helps you be more creative in all areas of life.
That makes sense. Like being creative isn't just about painting or writing. It's about being able to solve problems and like think outside the box.
Totally. And they have one for like sharpening your mind that uses rosemary.
Rosemary is great for memory.
Right.
I love the smell of it.
Yeah, it's really invigorating. And you burn rosemary incense while you're meditating and focusing on like wanting to be more clear-headed.
It's like you're creating this environment that supports clear thinking.
Right. And if you have a tough decision to make, they have one using clear quartz to enhance your intuition.
Clear quartz is like the all-purpose crystal, right? It amplifies everything.
Yeah. So you hold it and ask for guidance, basically, trusting that your inner wisdom will, like, lead you in the right direction.
It's about quieting all those outside voices and really listening to yourself.
Exactly. Oh, and there's one using a labyrinth.
A labyrinth, that's cool. What do you do with it?
You walk it while visualizing yourself, like, navigating challenges and finding solutions.
Like a metaphor for life, right? All those twists and turns. But eventually, you find your way out.
Yeah. So whether you're dealing with writer's block or just trying to, like, make a tough decision, this book has a spell for it.
It's amazing how many different approaches there are to, like, unlocking your creativity.
It is. And it makes you realize that creativity isn't just about, making art. It's a way of life, like approaching everything with curiosity and openness and a willingness to, try new things.
Absolutely. And I think we all have that potential inside us. We just need to find ways to, like, nurture it and let it out.
Totally agree. And as we've been talking about all these spells, I've noticed how many of them use things from nature, like crystals, herbs, even the elements themselves.
That's true. It's like they're reminding us that we're part of nature, not separate from it.
Yeah, and that we can draw on its power and wisdom to, like, help us in our lives.
Exactly. And speaking of connecting with nature, they have a whole section on dream magic.
Oh, I love dreams. They're so mysterious and fascinating.
Me too. They're like a direct line to our subconscious,
Totally. And this book has all kinds of techniques for, like, remembering your dreams better, using them for guidance, even, like, controlling them.
Controlling your dreams. That's lucid dreaming, right?
Yeah. It sounds crazy, but they say it's possible.
So what's one of the dream spells like?
Well, there's a really simple one for remembering your dreams. You just keep a notebook by your bed and, like, set the intention to remember them before you fall asleep. Then when you wake up, you write down whatever you can remember.
Makes sense. It's like you're telling your brain, hey, pay attention to this.
Exactly. And if you want to get guidance from your dreams, they have one where you make a dream pillow filled with herbs like lavender and mugwort.
Those are both, like, really good for sleep and dream stuff.
Yeah, lavender is calming, and mugwort is supposed to, like, enhance psychic abilities and make your dreams more vivid.
I could use some of that. So you sleep with the pillow and, like, ask for guidance.
Yeah, basically, you set the intention to have a prophetic dream.
That's cool. And what about nightmares? Do they have anything for that?
Oh, yeah. They have one where you write down the nightmare on a piece of paper and then burn it, picturing the nightmare, like, going away with the smoke.
It's like you're destroying the nightmare, taking back control.
Exactly. So they cover a lot for dream work, from remembering them to, like, banishing the bad ones and even learning to control them.
It's amazing how much power our minds have, even when we're sleeping.
It is. And it makes you wonder, like, what else are we capable of if we just, tapped into that power more?
Right. It's like we're just scratching the surface. Okay, but let's talk about something a little more tangible. What about those spells that use the elements earth, air, fire, and water?
Oh, yeah, elemental magic. That's where things get really interesting. Each element has its own energy and meaning.
Right, like earth is about being grounded, air is about communication, fire is about transformation, and water is about emotions. They're like the building blocks of everything.
Exactly. And they have all these different techniques for, like, working with each element to get what you want.
Okay, I'm all ears. Tell me about some of them.
Well, if you're feeling, like, scattered and ungrounded, they have a spell for that using the element of earth. It's really simple. You just go outside and stand barefoot on the ground, and you picture roots growing from your feet into the earth, connecting you to its strength.
Ooh, I like that. I do a lot of grounding meditation, so that one really resonates with me.
Yeah, it's like drawing energy up from the earth and into your body.
And what about if you need some mental clarity? Which
Yeah.
element is good for that?
That's air. Air is all about the mind, so you light some incense or a candle and visualize the smoke carrying away all the clutter from your
It's
mind.
like a mental cleanse, right?
Exactly. And if you need to, like, transform something negative or let go of old patterns, that's fire.
Fire's all about transformation, yeah.
Yeah,
It's intense.
it is.
Yeah.
So you write down whatever you want to release on a piece of paper and then burn it in a fire or candle flame. You can even do this in a fireplace if you have one.
It's like a symbolic letting go,
Yeah.
sending it all up in smoke.
Yeah. And if you're feeling emotionally drained, you can do a spell with water for healing and purification.
Water is so good for that. It's like it
Mm.
washes everything away.
Right. So you take a bath or a shower and visualize the water, like cleansing all that negativity and emotional baggage from you.
It's like a spiritual bath. I love that.
So these elemental spells are all about like working with nature's energy to help you in your life.
It's a reminder that we're a part of nature, not separate from it.
Exactly. But it's important to like approach the elements with respect, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. These are powerful forces,
Yeah.
and we need to use them responsibly.
And it's about seeing how everything is connected. The elements aren't separate things. They're all part of the same energy that like flows through everything.
That's beautiful. So we should approach elemental magic with the sense of like wonder and gratitude for the natural world.
I love that. Okay, so we've covered a lot, but we haven't talked about herbal magic yet.
Oh, herbs. I love using herbs. They're like nature's little helpers.
Right. And 1001 Spells goes deep into herbal magic, showing you how to use different plants for different purposes.
Okay, give me some examples. I'm ready to get my herb on.
Well, if you want to attract prosperity, there's a spell using basil.
Basil, like the herb you use for cooking.
Yep, the same one. But in this case, it's about attracting abundance and good luck. You plant it in your garden or keep a pot of it in your house and visualize it, like drawing wealth and success to you.
Huh. So it's like you're using the energy of the plant to help you manifest your intention.
Exactly. And if you're looking for love, there's one using rose petals, which are like the classic symbol of romance.
Roses are so beautiful and smell amazing. What do you do with them?
You can scatter them around your house or put them in your bath and just visualize yourself like surrounded by love and attracting your ideal partner.
It's all about creating that romantic atmosphere, right?
Yeah. And for protection, you can use rosemary. You can burn rosemary incense or make a smudge stick with it and like cleanse your space with the smoke.
Rosemary is such a powerful herb. I use it all the time for cleansing and protection.
Yeah, it's great for getting rid of negative energy. And if you're feeling stressed or anxious, lavender is your go-to herb.
Oh, lavender. That's my favorite for relaxation. Love putting lavender oil in my diffuser.
Yeah, it's so calming. You can also add it to your bath or even just like smell it straight from the bottle if you need a quick chill pill.
So these herbal spells are all about like working with the natural energies of plants to get what you want and feel better.
Exactly. But it's important to like do your research before you start using herbs because some of them can be toxic or interact with medications.
Oh, yeah, that's really important. Safety first.
And it's about honoring the wisdom of like all the people who came before us and, figured out all these amazing uses for plants.
Totally. It's like we're carrying on that tradition of herbal wisdom.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about herbs, but what about crystals?
Oh, crystals. I love crystals. They're so beautiful and powerful.
Me too. And 1001 Spells has a whole section on crystal magic showing you how to use different crystals for different things.
Okay, I'm hooked. Tell me more about crystal magic.
Well, for love, rose quartz is a classic. It's all about like opening your heart and attracting love.
Rose quartz is just so pretty, and it has such a gentle energy.
Right. And for the spell, you hold a rose quartz crystal and meditate on like your desire for love. You can even picture yourself with your ideal partner.
It's like you're sending out that love vibe into the universe and attracting it back to you.
Exactly. And for abundance and prosperity, they recommend citrine.
Citrine is my favorite for abundance. It's so bright and cheerful.
Yeah, it's like a little ray of sunshine. And you can carry it in your purse or wallet to attract wealth and success.
I love that. It's like a little reminder to stay open to abundance.
And for protection, black tourmaline is the best. It's really grounding and protective.
Black tourmaline is amazing for absorbing negative energy. I always keep a piece in my pocket.
Yeah, it's like a little bodyguard. And for mental clarity, clear quartz is the go-to crystal.
Clear quartz is like the master healer and amplifier, right? It makes everything stronger.
Yeah. So you hold it and meditate on your desire for clarity and focus?
It's like it helps you clear out all the mental clutter and see things more clearly.
Exactly. So these crystal spells are all about like tapping into the energy of the crystals to help you achieve your goals and feel better.
It's like they're little powerhouses of energy just waiting for us to use them.
Right. But it's important to treat them with respect, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Crystals are like living beings in a way. We need to cleanse them and charge them regularly.
And handle them with love and intention, and also, like, acknowledge all the wisdom that's been passed down about their healing powers.
Totally. It's like connecting to an ancient tradition of knowledge.
Okay, so we've talked about herbs and crystals, but there's another tool for magic that we haven't discussed yet. Color.
Color magic. Tell me more about that.
Well, each color has its own vibration and energy, you know? And you can use those energies to, like, enhance your life and attract certain things.
Ooh, that's fascinating. So, like, what color is good for attracting love?
Pink, of course. It's the color of love, compassion, and romance.
Pink. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Like, wear pink clothes?
Yeah, you can do that. Or you can decorate your home with pink things, or even just visualize yourself surrounded by pink light.
I love that. It's so simple, but it could be really powerful, right? Just surrounding yourself with that loving energy.
Exactly. And for abundance and prosperity, green is the go-to color.
Green makes sense. It's the color of money, and it's also the color of nature and growth.
Exactly. So you can surround yourself with plants, wear green clothing, or even just like visualize yourself bathed in green light.
It's like you're aligning yourself with the frequency of abundance.
Right. And for protection and peace of mind, they recommend blue.
Blue, the color of the sky and the ocean. That feels very calming and protective.
Yeah, it is. So you can wear blue clothes, meditate on a blue light, or even picture yourself surrounded by a protective blue aura.
Ooh, a blue aura. I love that image. It's like a shield of peace and tranquility.
And for clarity and mental focus, yellow is the best.
Yellow, the color of sunshine. That's a great one for mental clarity.
Yeah. You can wear yellow, meditate on a yellow light, or visualize yourself enveloped in a yellow aura.
It's like bathing your mind in sunshine.
It's amazing how these spells use such simple things, like color, to create powerful shifts in our energy and attract different experiences.
It really shows that magic can be found everywhere, even in the most ordinary things.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about color magic, but there's another really popular type of magic that we haven't covered yet. Candle magic.
Oh, candle magic. I love candles. There's something so mesmerizing about a flickering flame, you know?
Me too. And candle magic is all about using that flame to focus your intention and, like, send it out into the universe.
So, like, how does it work?
Well, you choose a candle in the color that corresponds to your intention, and then you anoint it with oil and maybe carve some symbols or words on it, and then you burn it while you're visualizing your desire.
Oh, I love that. It's so ritualistic and beautiful.
It is. So for attracting love, you'd use a pink candle. You'd anoint it with rose oil, carve your name and the name of your desired partner on it, and then burn it while visualizing yourself in a loving relationship with that person.
It's like you're putting all your love and desire into that candle and then releasing it into the universe.
Exactly. And for abundance and prosperity, you'd use a green candle.
Green for money and growth. What oil do you use for that one?
Cinnamon oil. It's associated with prosperity and success.
Ooh, that's a good one. And then you carve symbols of abundance on the candle, right?
Yep. And you burn it while visualizing yourself achieving your financial goals.
It's like you're creating a magnet for abundance with that candle.
Right. And if you need protection, you can use a black candle. You anoint it with protective herbs like rosemary and sage, and burn it while visualizing it, absorbing negative energy and creating a shield of protection around you.
Black candles are so good for protection. They're like little vacuum cleaners for negativity.
Exactly. And for clarity and mental focus, you'd use a yellow candle. You anoint it with lemon oil and carve symbols of clarity on it, then burn it while visualizing yourself achieving mental clarity and focus.
Yellow and lemon. That sounds so uplifting and clarifying.
It is. Candle magic is so versatile, you can use it for pretty much anything.
It's amazing how many different ways there are to use candles for magic.
It is. And as we've been talking about all these different types of magic, I've noticed a common thread. It's all about personal empowerment, you know? It's not about like magic being this external force that controls us. It's about tapping into our own power to create the lives we want.
You're so right. It's like these spells are giving us the tools to take charge of our own destinies.
Exactly. It's about realizing that we're not just passengers in our own lives, we're the drivers. We have the power to steer our own course.
And 1001 Spells gives us a roadmap for doing just that. It encourages us to connect with our intuition, our creativity, and the natural world.
And maybe even believe in a little magic along the way.
Right. Because why not? The world is full of mystery and possibility, and a little bit of magic can help us unlock our full potential.
I love that. So, to all our listeners out there, I encourage you to approach these ideas with an open mind and a sense of curiosity. You might just be surprised by what you discover.
Remember, the magic is not in the spells themselves, but in the belief, intention, and action you bring to them.
Beautifully said. Until next time, keep exploring, keep believing, and keep creating your own magic.
Yeah, it's wild, right? Just being around a certain color could, like, change your energy.
Totally. It shows you how much, everything is connected.
For sure. And they also have spells using green for, money and all that good stuff. Green, yeah, growth, abundance, all that.
Yeah.
It's like bringing nature's energy into your finances.
Exactly. So the book says to have lots of plants around, wear green clothes, or even just picture yourself bathed in green light.
It's about, like, tuning into that abundance frequency, I guess.
Right. And for protection and feeling safe, they recommend blue.
Blue. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's peaceful, calm, like the sky or the ocean.
Right. So they say to wear blue, meditate on blue light, or even visualize yourself with a blue aura around you.
Ooh, a blue aura. That's a cool image, like a force field to chill.
I like it. And for being clear-headed and focused, they say yellow is the best.
Yellow, like sunshine. It's a good one for, like, thinking and communicating clearly.
Totally. So wear yellow, meditate on yellow light, or picture yourself with a yellow aura.
It's like giving your brain a dose of sunshine. These color spells are pretty cool, huh?
They are. It's amazing how, something so simple can be so powerful.
Right. It shows that magic can be found everywhere, even in, like, the colors around us.
Exactly. Okay, but we've got to talk about candle magic, too. It's like the classic magic thing.
Oh, candle magic. Yeah, I love candles. There's something so, like, hypnotic about watching a flame.
Right. And candle magic is all about using that flame to focus your energy and send your intentions out there.
Okay, so tell me how it works.
Well, you choose a candle in the color that matches, what you want to attract. Then you put some oil on it, maybe carve some symbols or words into it, and you burn it while visualizing your desire.
I love that. It's so intentional, so deliberate.
Right. So for love, you'd use a pink candle. You anoint it with rose oil, carve your name and the name of the person you want on it, and then burn it while picturing yourself together.
It's like all that love and desire is going into the candle and then being released with the flame.
Yeah, exactly. And for abundance and prosperity, green is the candle color.
Green for money. What oil do they say to use?
Cinnamon oil, it's all about prosperity and success.
Ooh, that smells so good.
Eh.
And then you carve, like, money symbols on it, right?
Yeah, or anything that represents abundance to you. And then you burn it while visualizing yourself achieving your financial goals.
It's like a beacon for abundance, drawing it to you.
Right. And for protection, black is the candle color. You anoint it with protective herbs like rosemary and sage, and burn it while visualizing it absorbing negative energy and creating a shield around you.
Black candles are the best for protection. It's like they suck up all the bad vibes.
Exactly. And then for clarity and mental focus, yellow is the way to go. You anoint it with lemon oil, carve symbols of clarity on it, and burn it while visualizing yourself achieving mental clarity.
Yellow and lemon, that sounds so refreshing.
It is. It's like clearing away the cobwebs in your mind.
Candle magic is so cool. You can really use it for anything.
You can. It's all about choosing the right color and scent and really focusing your intention.
It's about harnessing that energy and directing it toward your goals.
Exactly. And as we've been talking about all these different spells, I've realized something really important. It's all about personal empowerment, It's not about magic being this outside force that controls us. It's about realizing that we have the power within ourselves to create the lives we want.
I love that. It's like these spells are giving us the tools to take charge of our own destiny.
Totally. It's about realizing that we're not just passengers in our own lives, we're the drivers. We have the power to steer our own course.
And 1001 Spells is like a roadmap for that journey. It encourages us to connect with our intuition, our creativity, and the natural world. It reminds us that we have so much power within us.
And maybe even, believe in a little magic along the way.
Right, because why not? The world is a mysterious and magical place, and I think we could all use a little more wonder in our lives.
Absolutely. So to all our listeners out there, I encourage you to approach these ideas with an open mind and a sense of curiosity. You might just be surprised by what you discover.
Remember, the magic isn't in the spells themselves. It's in the belief, the intention, and the action you bring to them.
Beautifully said. Until next time, keep exploring, keep believing, and keep creating your own magic.